Hey YouTube, welcome to the channel. My name is David and today I am giving you another episode of One Piece 5 Minutes where we talk about the fundamentals of One Piece in under 5 minutes to help you win more games, play more comfortably, have a better time playing One Piece, and just understanding the game a bit more. Today I want to talk to you guys about tempo in the game, and through tempo actually understand when to swing at board, when to swing at life, and how to win the game more comfortably and just not getting outpaced. So let's take a look at this board that I have set up right now, and we're going to look at a few different things when it comes down to deciding what tempo is. And I actually learned this while I was at Bandai Fest from a player, and it kind of changed the way I really looked at the game and made me kind of feel more confident on when I wanted to know when to swing at board and when to swing at life. Let's take a look at the board here. So what we're going to take into consideration is life, hand size, and swingable characters. So I have this law down because I don't really consider this a swingable character. While it can be a big swing later on in the game, right now it's not really a worry. So we have 3 life, 3 plus 5 in hand, and then 3 swingable characters. So that leaves us with a tempo of 11. Now looking at the same board on Lucci's side, we have 7 cards in hand, 2 swingable bodies on board, and 2 life, which leaves us again at 11. So right now we have an 11 and 11 tempo, which is a matched tempo. When you are behind and when you are matched tempo, that is the perfect time to start swinging at board. Because when you're swinging at life, let's say you swing 7 at life, they decide not to counter and they take a card. Now the tempo is still matched and you didn't really go anywhere because now they can just keep countering with the cards and that will drop the tempo. But instead of actually moving the tempo a little bit better by swinging at characters, making them burn cards out of hand, and then also getting rid of characters at the same time, you just gave them an extra card and it didn't really change the tempo. It's still 11 and 11. So rather than swinging at life, we want to take characters. So let's swing a 6 at Kaku. Let's say he gives you a 1k. You put a Dawn onto Zoro, swing another 6 at Kaku, he gives you another 1k. You swing a 7 at Kaku, he can give you a 2k. So we just took 3 away from his tempo, and then we can Dawn up and swing at Kaku and get rid of Kaku. So what we did there was we just removed 4 cards from his tempo, which means his tempo is now at a tempo of 7. You are at 11 while he is at 7. That really changes the tempo of the game because now he has to worry about your board because you're ahead of him. Now let's look at a situation where we are very far ahead in tempo. So we have a similar board, the same board, except this time Lucci has 4 cards in hand and does not have the Kaku. So now we really don't have to worry about his board at all because we know that we are not dead next game based on the tempo alone, so we can start swinging at life. And what we do here is while life does not add or decrease tempo, we do have the opportunity to take cards out of hand without giving him the opportunity to increase his own tempo, without giving him the opportunity to increase his tempo. So we can just start swinging. We go 5 at lead. Maybe he takes it, sure. We go 6 at lead, he gives us a 2k. We go 5 at lead, he gives us a 1k. We go 7 at lead, he either takes or gives us 2 cards. Let's say he takes, and then we swing big with Law. He can go, let's say we did 12k on Law, so he can give us 2k, 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 2k. Sure, he burned all his 2ks and we have another turn. We aren't dead this turn and he just gave us all of his cards. No life, 1 character, swingable character on board. He could also Dawn up on Spandam, but it won't kill, so he definitely needs to start defensing up this turn. And then we are very, very far ahead in tempo because right now his tempo is basically just 1. Technically 2 if you want to count Spandam as a swingable character, but his tempo is 1 while we have an 11 still. Now let's take a look at the reverse option where we are behind in tempo and the Lucci is up in tempo. So right now we have 6 cards in hand for Lucci, 4 swingable characters and 2 life. So that gives us 10, 11, 12 in tempo, while we are sitting at a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in tempo. That is a huge gap in tempo, so we know we have to start trying to clear board. Because again, if we start swinging at life, the tempo doesn't change. So let's say we did decide to swing at life, we swing a 7 in life, he takes it. The tempo of his goes from 12 to 12 because the life just goes to his hand, it doesn't get rid of any cards. So right now we definitely want to focus on clearing the board and matching the tempo if possible, because what he's going to probably try to do is save a few characters, and it's going to give us the opportunity to take cards out of his hand, change his tempo a little bit, while also giving us the opportunity to potentially get rid of some characters. So what we can start doing is maybe I'll go, I'll take 6 at Brook. Let's say he decides to take Brook away because, hey, it's not worth giving up 2 cards to save Brook. The tempo dropped from 11 to 7. We still are very behind, but it gives us an opportunity to kind of keep going and, gives us the opportunity to push a bit more. Now let's say we add 1 Dawn onto Sanji. We swing 8 at Kaku. He gives us a 2k and a 1k. What we just did there was decrease the gap by 2 cards. So right now we have a tempo of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 to 7. 9 to 7 is really good. We're getting a lot closer because we're closing the gap between the tempo. Let's say we go another 8 at Kaku. This time he lets it go. Now the tempo is 7 to 8. We have so much more leeway to kind of like decide what we want to do, but we're gonna have to go ahead and clear that character. So let's just Dawn up here and swing another 8. And we're gonna swing it at Lucci. So he's gonna decide either he's gonna lose tempo by 2 cards in hand, or he's gonna lose tempo by 1. Odds are he'll probably try to give you 1 over 2, or if he decides he can kind of swing out board, he's probably going to give you 2 cards, because if he gives you this Lucci, the tempo decreases too much and he's not going to be able to take care of your board next turn unless he has a Gecko and kind of can restabilize. So let's say he gives you 2 cards, which is really good, and then you can actually just swing a 5 at lead with your Law if you really want to. He takes it probably just to get 1 more card in hand, so that changes the tempo from 3, 4, 5, 6 to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now you are ahead by 1 in tempo until the next turn. Swinging at life doesn't change the tempo. It really just keeps the tempo the same because the card isn't disappearing from the board. It isn't going to the trash. It's still involved in the game. It can be a counter, it can be an event, it doesn't matter what it is. It's a card in hand, and that's scary in the game. So being able to understand when to swing at board, when to swing at life, so you can make sure that you're taking the tempo away from your opponent is super important in the game. And it's one of the biggest things that makes you win or lose. So hopefully this was easy to understand. Remember, so we take into account life, hand size, and swingable characters on board, and it's up to you to consider what's a swingable character. Personally, I consider anything 2k and below as a less likely to be swung, but still swingable, but it depends on what you want to take into account as a swingable character. Anyways, let me know in the comments below, guys, if you need any clarification or if there was any questions you guys had, or if you have anything you can explain to the viewers better. Give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button if you haven't already subscribed. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have an awesome day. Stay cool. Enjoy playing One Piece and win more games. Peace.